10.10.2020 Video Game Podcast.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the Level 857 edition impressions for the Intellivision Amico 10.10.2020 gameplay update.
Yeah.
Impressions again.
Let's talk about it, y'all.
Absolutely,
Talk, man.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yes.
So overall, what do you guys think? Overall,
Looked super clean.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think
they got a lot of games.
selection of games is pretty good,
A lot
right?
of games.
Well, this was originally supposed to be the date of the release,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you know, certain stuff happened over the year. Certain pandemic stuff happened all year, and caused this to get pushed back a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the event to make this special was pretty good.
Yep.
I mean, Tommy came on. He wanted to do some live reaction with it. Unfortunately, OBS as it does
OBS, the most evil
OBS was just being
program.
OBS.
had
Yeah,
some issues
Yeah.
and some stuttering. So the
Yeah.
internet was not feeling the presentation. So I wish that Tommy just threw on the video package first because everybody is waiting, and I just wish that it went that flawless.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
throw on the video, get it done. Because the
Yeah.
video, when they're talking about the hardware and everything,
Yeah.
that was dope, and it was done very well.
Yeah.
They were talking about how the system was made, why they made it a certain way, why it looks the way it does, and the LED lights on it, and what those do, and the storage and the connections for it, and things about the controller. That was done very well.
Yeah.
And then they had another presentation of the games that they had, and let me tell you, this system isn't out yet.
Right.
This is still a release. These are the first titles being announced still.
And a lot of those games are still in production too.
Yeah.
They're still a work in progress. So
You could tell which ones are ready to go.
Yeah,
There's a
it's,
lot of
lot of-
titles
yeah.
there.
There
I
was
was
a lot.
impressed.
And the
by the-
variety is insane.
There was
Yeah.
a lot, man.
Well, he had games for the kids,
Yeah,
like the
Educational.
edutainment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sesame Street.
Yeah, he had those.
Care
He
Bears.
had- yes, he had those. And he had the old school ones, like
Yep.
the remade ones.
yeah. Night Stalker looked good.
Night Stalker was
Yeah.
a big standout to
that
me.
looked really
I was
good,
like,
man.
this looks fun.
What
This looks
about
very fun.
Cloudy Mountain? What is
That
it?
one is
Cloudy
also
Mountain
looked
looked good
that's
too.
on my list
Yeah,
of games I want to mess with.
Same.
That was the Dungeons and Dragons one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pong looks dope too.
That was
Looks very pretty.
You know what? I call this system the sneaky system. This is such a sneaky system.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
pretty
what-
sure Tommy could agree with this because
Yeah.
it's not. If you have a kid, let's say 8 years old, right? You're not gonna get an 8-year-old a PS5. You're not gonna start him with a Xbox Series X.
Nah.
This is too. Even a Switch might be a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's like it's a little. Too much, but something like this with titles that like Cloudy Mountain that are like, oh, this is cool, simple, can get into it, got role playing elements in there, something multiplayer like a Night Stalker, and then they still do release actual big titles like Earthworm Jim is still coming.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
year and change away, but
still.
that's still going to be 20% of what comes out for the system. So it's a very sneaky. Oh, we're not. I like how Tommy says we're not competing with blah blah. It's like, but we're going to be sneaky though. They're going to be sneaky and they're going to get a lot of those sales. And I see a lot of big things for Amico, man.
Listen, there's a market. There's a market out there that a lot of people really don't look at, and that's what Tommy and the company is looking at.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want yes, we know we're hardcore gamers.
Yeah.
We know about all the systems. We know about everything. Kids and parents, they don't look at it like we do.
No.
And
Right.
people don't understand that, especially if you're coming from hardcore gaming, viewpoint. Parents come in all the time and they're like, I got my kid a PS4. What should I get them? And I'm like, Little Big Planet,
Yeah. You really got to think.
Lego games,
Yeah,
Minecraft. There's only 5 games that they should pick out of all of them.
And to the argument of what people say, like, well, why don't you just get your kid a mobile game? That's easy, simple, right? But
They're stuck on the phone again.
yeah, but also you got to think how expensive is a freaking a phone to give to a child to play. Like, come on, man.
And on
Take
top
this
of
and
that,
go in the corner. Come on.
a lot of those mobile games have in-game purchases that
Yes.
a kid is going to be like, oh,
Yes.
Extra Life.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
And
lot-
then,
and then most of them make
1 month you
cooperative.
have a $3,000 phone bill and you're like,
Exactly.
excuse me?
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of the criticisms about the system is that some of the games look like mobile games. But the thing about mobile games is, like you said, you got to buy $500 phone,
Yep.
$1,000 phone. Those are the
Right.
ones that have the gaming, like, the
Capability.
processor in it to play those
You
games.
get a complete game.
Yeah. But, the games for the, they're like, oh, the games are $6 on it, $10 on here. That's too much. And I'm like, you just bought a $1,000 phone to play this $5 game, $2 game. And they're like, yeah, should we $2, whatever. But on a phone, it's still, they don't focus on the multiplayer.
Right.
Like, together.
That was my point.
Right.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that either.
Local
Because
co-op.
most people, hardcore gamers, are playing online.
Yeah.
And they're like, my friends are across, I need to play online. That's different for them.
Right.
But for a family, you're not getting your kid a phone to play together with anything.
Yeah.
They're playing alone
Right.
or playing with people that they don't know
Isolated.
online. And you don't want your kids out there with people they don't know.
Exactly.
And like you said, playing and buying stuff constantly, you get that bill.
Right.
But even so, like,
Well, there's no
who's to
dedicated.
say that those games aren't fun? Like, if people say, "Oh, it's a mobile game; it's not fun." Mobile games can be fun, but they're on a phone that doesn't have a controller,
Yeah.
and that's the main
And that's
problem
not
with
fun.
the game.
And
that's
that's
what
not
makes
fun,
it
yeah.
not fun.
There's no controller. You're playing it on a TV.
Yeah,
You're not
because those
playing it
games
just
are
on your phone.
highly capable. Like, if you play the right game on a phone,
Yeah.
it's highly capable. It's,
Yeah.
it's like a real game,
Right.
but you're playing it on a screen with
Right.
no buttons and no feedback, and then it sucks. So if you play that same game, put multiplayer on it on a TV with a controller,
Right.
those games can be fun also.
Absolutely.
So it's not just, oh, it looks like a phone game. It sucks.
That's a lot of games available too. That, like right from the get go. Like right,
There's a
you
lot.
own
Variety.
those games. Like,
So much variety.
to- like what console do you know at launch you freaking own?
Some of the standouts.
And I gotta admit, I was,
real good.
I
And
was,
they're all exclusives too.
yeah.
which is great.
I like skiing.
I was just about to say,
Yeah,
skiing
skiing
got
was
to me,
fun.
dude.
Oh, should I put that on my
When I
list too?
first saw it,
Skiing
like
was fun.
originally I was just like,
Yeah.
I saw just the one person, but
Right.
when I
Four
saw
players.
four, I said,
Yes.
oh, this looks like some fuckery on versus. Oh my God. I'm
Yeah,
like,
man.
I
could
remember
s-
playing skiing for the Intellivision.
Oh, we had that. Yeah, we did
had
have that.
that.
Yeah.
And what was I gonna? The Evil Knievel game
I have that
looks
on my list.
super entertaining.
Yes.
My man busted his face
Yes.
on that. He said he got clipped. He got clipped
That's
on that.
bringing back like Excite
Yes.
Bike memories.
Yeah.
What's funny is
but better.
when people saw Trials,
Yes.
I love Trials.
and they went crazy over Trials
Yeah.
because, oh, it looks so good, it's this and that. This game, it came out, looks like, similar gameplay as Trials, same physics. And they're like, oh, this looks garbage. But like, didn't this game get award? Like, Trials got awards
Yeah.
for how fun it was. And now you're like, it sucks because it's Evil Knievel. It looks fine. It could look better, but it looks fine. It looks fun.
and you have to play it.
And you have to play it.
You gotta
That's
play
the
it.
main point of the system. Just play it.
Exactly.
Just play it and see if you enjoy it. That's all. Just play
I think
it.
what really hurt everything is just the fact that with the pandemic and everything, how everything shut down, and you can't like the Amico needs to be something that you have to get it in people's hands,
Yeah.
and it's hard to portray that in a video
That's one criticism I would
And
like.
you got to get it
Yeah.
into a group of people's hands.
Yes.
I'd like to see that, like a
Yeah.
video of more people actually playing and
Right.
really feeling what it is to try and at least convey
like us.
what it's
Yeah.
like. I mean, yeah, obviously, yeah.
Because not for nothing, if they get it in the hands of anybody, like if you've watched any of our multiplayer videos, insanity when we're sitting on the same couch
Oh, yeah.
playing against each other.
We'll find out if
Or on
it's
the same
breakable or
team.
not.
Exactly.
We know how to play a game the right way.
I'm sure
Yeah.
the durability is tested.
Yeah, man.
No, but the system looks really good. The games look very accessible.
Night Stalker looks good.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
standout.
The Dino Blasters.
I have
right?
that on
Oh,
my
that's
list.
the
the
Bomberman
Bomberman?
type. Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah, that looks fun.
this is a
Dino Blaster looks good.
and this is a party game. I play this with my family, like in real life. Cornhole, like playing with the
Yeah.
sandbags.
That comes with it.
That's
the only thing I
that's awesome
didn't like
that
about
comes
that, I
with
know
it.
Jay's going to cheat in that. So it's like I don't even want. He's gonna get the motion right, and I'm like, yo, he can do it like from anywhere, and I'm like, he's just gonna be cheating the whole time.
He'll be upstairs and be like,
Yeah, he'll be like this, and it's just the one motion he's
If
gonna
the
cheat.
physics are right,
Uh-oh.
I'm going to kick ass at
We're
that.
gonna find.
But if it's wrong, then it's going to be flying.
Tommy, you gotta do the J test. If he just keeps getting it in all the time, you
That
gotta
means
fix
you
it.
did good.
He's gonna, no,
That
it
means
means
you
you
did
did
good.
bad.
if Stikz messes it up,
He's
that's
gonna,
it.
he's gonna
Next
break it.
game,
Back to the drawing
Breakout.
board.
Breakout looked good. I had my gripes with it because it was a different perspective than I'm used to having Breakout. But when I saw it in the trailer, I was like, "This looks like a side-scrolling shooter."
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it side scrolling?
It
was
looked
like,
well.
that's
He
interesting.
said it's going to change.
It flips, I think.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Man.
but it looked like a shooter more
Yeah.
than like Breakout. So
It
I was
looked-
like, okay,
it
that
looked
looks
interesting.
decent. And they had an R-type shooter. That
Yes,
that looked pretty
Rigid
good.
Force
Rigid
Redux.
Force.
Ooh.
That looked crazy. That looked pretty good.
Yeah, that looks insane. Bullet hell and just
It looked like probably one of the prettier games
Yeah.
that was shown. It was
was
very,
clean.
very clean.
everything I
bright.
saw on there was clean.
Yeah.
I like Snafu. I'm interested.
Snafu.
Yeah.
Snafu brought me back because
I remember.
that's one of the few memories I have from the old from the Atari and the Intellivision. I forget which system had Snafu.
Intellivision.
I thought
Intellivision-
it wasn't both. It wasn't.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think Snafu was just.
But I
Intellivision.
remember seeing it when I was probably 4 or something like that. I was so young, but I was like so intrigued by it, and seeing it updated. I'm like, oh, this looks pretty fun. This definitely looks
the
pretty.
nostalgia, man.
The way you could, and it's like 8-player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
And
an
it's
8-player.
just-
Yeah.
Most of these are like 8-player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tommy said he uses the Qualcomm Snapdragon processor. So what that is, I mean, he didn't tell us exactly what Snapdragon processor it is, but for the most
I'm
part,
sure it's fire.
for the most part, going back to even early Android days, that processor can play pretty much every game system up to Dreamcast, if not just the PlayStation. But
Wow.
it can handle quite a bit.
That's
Yeah.
good.
So the types of games that can be on the system with that processor can be up to those standards easily.
Yeah.
But I have two gripes.
What's that?
So, well, I want to see more pixel art games. I know that Tommy's against pixel art because he likes to change them to be more clean and stuff
More
like
clean
that.
and smooth.
But there's a certain magic about 2D pixel art.
There is something magical about this.
And I think that with the animation, everything that system can do, a lot of hardcore gamers would appreciate seeing more pixel art type games on it.
like a Children of Morta type look.
Something like that.
Yeah, like a
I'm
River
sure-
City.
But I haven't seen anything like it on the system just yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. He can let us know if these has anything in the
I know
works.
he's definitely with the indies. Yeah, he's messing with the indies a lot. So
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
pretty sure there'll be something of that sort.
I'd
was
like to
gonna
see it.
say,
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
There's
It's
indie
probably not
devs-
ready to be shown yet,
Yeah.
but I would assume that it's.
Well, I'm sure there's behind the scenes conversations that are being done.
I'm just saying, I would like to see.
with
It
other
would
things.
it would really solidify where it can go.
One thing
I
it's,
see.
I have, it's not a gripe. It's just something that I'm curious about. The UI of the system. I didn't I'm very
what?
curious to know to know what the interface is when you how to pick your games. That interests
The
me.
OS and stuff is gonna be pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to see that.
I have a pretty good idea where he's going with the you heard that voice
With
crack? I have a pretty good idea where he's going with the physical games from what I've heard
Right.
him say, but I'm not gonna say it here because he didn't tell anything.
It's not
and he didn't tell us, but
Yeah,
I
it's not-
have an idea of what it's gonna be like, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna do that. But I'm not gonna say it here. But it's gonna be cool. But my other gripe was my biggest gripe with Intellivision when it was out when I was little was the controller, and it was not a controller that worked for me.
I
very
don't
well.
remember it working well.
That
back in
was
the
my
day.
main
Yeah,
gripe
yeah.
with Intellivision
Yeah.
to begin with.
Though I was young too, so I don't really.
But he has inspirations from that controller on the new controller. Obviously, it'll work better. I'm just hoping that that's not my main gripe with the system again. And like I said, until it's in people's hands, until it's in our hands,
That's all
I
it
can't
is.
tell what it's going to be like. But it looks to be good. But I just hope it's.
I have a
not
lot of faith
like the first one.
in the controller. From Smash JT, checked it out, and he was thrilled about it.
Yeah.
Liked it a lot. And I can't imagine if there was a problem in the past, they would bring that same problem back over. This problem was so good. Let's bring it in the current.
part of the
This is the 2020 version
It's
of that
nostalgia.
problem.
It's nostalgia.
As a matter of fact, I think the game was Night Stalker that he played before when it was even
When it was
announced.
earlier,
Yeah,
I'm
and he
ex-
said it was awesome.
The more I see about that game,
Yeah.
I just want to play that. I really do want to play Night Stalker really bad.
But listen, people say, "Oh, you guys are fanboying out." Like, listen, we can like something in this day and age, and we could be a fan of something, even if we haven't played it. I like the concept and what is being said. Like, I like it.
Well, you can,
so you can
also-
like stuff.
and you can critique it also.
But I'm,
if
but I'm
you
saying they're
like
gonna say
something-
you're a shill. Like, I have the shirt. Listen, I'm a fan.
Yo, the shirts are fly.
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
The
yeah.
shirts
And
are
not for
fly.
nothing, you can
Hey.
fanboy without being toxic.
Hey, I'm a
Yeah.
shill
This material,
for, I'm a-
material though.
Yo, feel that shirt.
it's so soft.
It's like silk.
I'm
You got a custom silk
shill.
shirt.
I'm a shill because I have a Tetris shirt. So I'm a
There's
shill for
certain
Tetris.
things.
What?
There's
Come
fans.
on, man.
Listen, but
I collect Tetris.
we are a multiplayer co-op channel. So obviously this system is going to mean more to us than the normal gamers.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's why these guys don't know what they're talking about. They just want to no, listen. we are a multiplayer channel, so we are going to be playing couch co-op with this system.
Same couch.
Yes,
Multiplayer.
That's
Same
what
couch.
and that's what people don't understand. Like, oh, who cares about multiplayer? We do.
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of people, understand, but way back in the day when we were in high school and stuff, we used to go over each other's houses and play games on the couch.
We were friends. We were friends back then.
That was a thing.
Yeah, you actually had company at your house.
That was a thing.
Yeah.
I used to knock on
like
the
people
door.
that didn't live there.
Knock on the door. You ring
used
the
to come
doorbell.
over.
It's not bad, y'all. It's not bad.
It's fun.
I think
And your friends like met your parents.
Yeah.
This is going to be a part of getting the world back together again.
Yeah.
I definitely see there's definitely a space in the market for a dedicated system for families to get together and play, especially for younger first-time gamers to get their first shot at gaming.
Yeah.
Right.
There's room for that. There's no system right now that does that. There's no console that does that. Like even the Switch now. No, Nintendo. Exactly. I was just good point though. Nintendo is always known as being kid friendly and everything like that. The Switch now has like over 1,000+ games in its library. They have something for everybody on there. If you're a parent trying to find something that is just going to suit your kids, you're really going to have to search for it. But
and there's mature games too, so you got to be careful what you have
Exactly.
available to your child.
I think this is a new way of starting things over. In
Yeah.
terms
It is.
of games, it's a good way of starting it over for the younger generation because everything is just so. The technology is just so far ahead, and for kids to catch up to that, it's really, really tough. So you got to simplify things to start them out, and then they could appreciate the PS5.
we got that
the Xbox.
progression.
Yeah,
We
got
started
that.
with
Yeah,
the
we lived through
simple,
it.
basic Atari, Intellivision, ColecoVision, the Nintendo, Sega, Genesis, Super Nintendo, all the way fast forward to like the Xbox Series X and PS5.
And they can learn how to appreciate retro.
Yeah,
That's
that's why it's necessary.
Yeah, you have to appreciate retro because when indies make something along that style from something back in the day, but like, what is this ugly crap? Because of the graphics. If you start off with a PS5 and you don't know about like a Super Nintendo or something like that, you can't appreciate that style of graphics.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a company called Fisher Price that still makes things and is still in business because there's a market for their product. for
Always.
children.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that Amico is Fisher Price, but there's room in the market for something other than I grew out of that. No one wants this anymore.
Yeah.
No, like, all right, there's going to be stuff for us and there's going to be stuff for the kids. And it's going to be primarily something that's focused more for the kids to get them involved in gaming. And there's room for it.
Yep.
So,
And something that's non-intimidating for older gamers who don't even want to touch gaming or don't even want to touch games at all.
No.
I want to see that first game that causes controversy like the Mortal Kombat did. They're like, this shouldn't be on here. I'm like, oh, man. All right, we get some ratings on these now.
Well, the ultimate test, Kev, our brother Chris, who we used to play games with way back in the day, till Phantasy Star 2 broke him, and he put a controller through a dresser. He has a 4-year-old son. Now he's starting to get into like the Lego Star Wars on the
iPad.
phone.
on the iPad. So
Yeah.
it's like, all right, now he's getting the concept of video games. I think the Amico,
Oh, it's perfect.
It's a test to see can that bring Chris back into playing games and with his son at the same time.
to introduce him
Bonding
to the
time.
world of gaming.
Can that do it? And that system is the only system that can do that.
Instead of forcing your kids into Fortnite. Everybody's parents doesn't want them to blast someone's face off, even if it's a cartoon.
That's true.
They don't want to do it, but because that's the only thing, and every kid is playing it, they're like, I gotta get them this.
And low key, they kind of want their kid to be really good at Fortnite so they can make money off it.
Yeah,
Right.
Damn, man.
but I'm anxious to see where this goes, and I can't wait.
I want to get my hands
Same,
on it, man.
yeah,
I want to test it out.
I love the lights on the hardware. I love the controller. I want to play like Pong and Breakout and see how you play it with that controller. Because I saw the demonstrations. I see them moving the controller. I love motion control. I'm probably
Nah,
the
man,
only
there's
person on the
so-
channel that loves motion control. But
There's a thing on there. There's a track. There's like you can turn it.
you turn well.
That's how it does.
The little dial and stuff. Yeah, but I saw some other, even with pool, even with like tanks and stuff. I can't wait to see how the controller really works.
That's
out
for
there.
you. That's for you.
I'm curious. I'm curious to know how it would control. But again,
And
it's
Care
all-
Bears, it gave me that Jetsons Way with Words vibe.
This
I don't
is
know
all-
why.
You playing Care Bears?
It depends. I might get it
Well,
for
you
my
got-
daughter.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm not saying, well, there you go. There goes your
That'll work for you.
And Sesame Street.
There you go.
Yeah, Sesame Street
How you
also.
gotta be streaming that though?
he's gonna stream with
I would like to see
Bro.
him stream that.
Yo, that'd be hilarious.
Might do
Bro,
that.
that's $1 million idea you just gave away right now.
Yo.
All right.
Might happen.
All right, man. But yeah, so Tommy, great show.
Hell yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
I like the
Looking forward to
presentation.
playing it when it comes out. It's looking very promising, clean, accessible games. I dig it. A lot of multiplayer.
And it's still early in production, so
Yeah.
still got a couple of months to go.
Yep.
Give that 2 thumbs up, like dish.
2 at a time.
Get that flatbread.
Yeah, buddy. Still waiting on that flatbread, baby.
And we're not just waiting on Earthworm Jim.
yeah.
The flatbread is coming, y'all.
Dude, what if flatbread was in there?
Look at them like,
What?
Like you said, can't wait.
hell yes.